Welcome everyone, it's Sevy, and on this channel I check out city builders, simulation, and cozy games, plus more. So hit the subscribe button if you're interested in exploring those with me, and let's begin. We're back with another Tiny Glade video, and I actually kind of doing this as trying to get as many builds in before the demo expires. Earlier this week, the developer said that they're going to be keeping the demo up for another extra week, a bit longer than they intended, in fact, and when I heard that the demo isn't going to be available for a while anymore, or at least until the release comes out. I know the developers need to rest, but man, I really thought, or I really hoped that we'd get to play around with this for forever, until at least the official thing came out. But since this is like really a relaxing game, I hope to make this a very like building with no plan and kind of just some commentary here and there. I'm not going to do any like challenges for myself. I'm not really going to try to do any tips, but if I discover something, then that'll be cool. And yeah, let's just try to go and build. There are some things that I've been wanting to try in my head that I haven't like gotten around to really doing. And if this demo is gonna be gone soon, then might as well try it now, right? Alright, so I kind of wanted to do this kind of build where we have paved-ish roads. Now, of course, you can't really pave the roads here yet, not with the path tool. So I'm going to be using like the roofs of the rectangular buildings to act as pavements. Now, one of the issues I found here, well, not really an issue, but one of the things I found here is that, what do you call this? The building can never sink completely into the ground especially when there's elevation up here. So I think, for example, if I wanted to move this all the way down, I would have to take it completely off the elevation and lower it down. But then, okay, this is the lowest it wants to go. But then if I lower it up here, it automatically starts going a little bit higher. It starts rising with the terrain, basically. It'd be cool if it could actually clip with the terrain itself, because when I was streaming this one time, one of my chatters was like, can we make hobbit holes here? And I tried to clip it into the terrain and I couldn't. So, if anyone wanted to make hobbit holes with this, then I think terrain clipping is something I would hope for in the future. The arches evened out a bit if I made it longer, so I think we'll keep that for now. Not sure what we're gonna do with that later on, but that kind of looks okay. So now let's put some elevated buildings. And I'm going to try to make these like buildings on this street. Like I'm gonna try to make this kind of a street appearance. What does it look like down here? Ooh, it looks like a bit of a mess down here. So I might just clean this up first and then come back to that later on. See what we can do with that. But we'll put another one here. Rotate that. There you go. There's some variety. Maybe we'll like already change the colors of this as we're going so that we immediately get a sense of variety. How about that? Okay, so there's our little row of stuff. It looks really cute from here, actually. Yeah, this can be like the main house, and this can be a little attachment to it. It's not actually elevated, so I'm gonna have to get rid of that. And then now we have the columns out, but in fact, let's just lower the bottom of that by a little bit, and that looks all right. I'll make the building itself taller and the roof a bit shorter, so that it looks like they're attached to each other. And then this one, if I make this yellow... Oh, you know what? It doesn't look that bad yellow. Alright, so we can keep this. I think this is a pretty charming back view, so I think we'll keep that. And now, ooh, I need to lower this a little bit so that it levels properly with the quote-unquote street. Alright, so it's time to add doors. So we have a lot of windows going. That looks pretty okay, right? So far, we've been using the rectangular building tool. We haven't started using any turrets yet, so we might just leave that for the upper level. Okay, so let's work on the upper street. This is going to be in its own street, and then actually I do want to put another street here. Whoa, what's the longest this can go? Okay, wow, that's kind of longer than I thought it would be. So we're gonna flatten that all the way, and then we're gonna rotate it, of course. I'm going to keep this here for the meantime, and then I'll come back to it, but that's kind of our marking for the extra street. Again, we are still gonna be building small, but I think we need a landmark building to kind of give this street its own identity compared to this. And then I think I'll put a bridge here to the highest street. Might just have to let this be how it is for now. I wish I could put water here so it looks like a little street canal, or maybe I can build a little bridge to this area as well. Okay, so these aren't elevated properly, which means I'm going to have to make new elevated buildings and kind of replace them. Why are you so long? Alright. I'm intentionally trying to put everything at right angles. Ooh. Is that the lowest it goes? I think that is the lowest it goes. So we might have to do this in several steps, actually. We might have to do this with several buildings, but you know, this is road building in this game, so it's okay. There you go. There you go. Now we have stairs. Oh, that actually looks better than I thought it might, but I'm kind of like, there isn't enough space up here anymore for something grand, just because I feel like the roads took up a lot of space. So I'm gonna see if I can like try to compress everything now. I think that's a sweet spot. We might have to settle with that one because I feel like if we attempt this any further, it might start going wrong. I think now we can cover that up with some round bits. I intended for this to become a balcony, but it's elevated now, so I'm not a fan of that. Gonna have to delete that and then start one from scratch, that is. And it wants to elevate itself. I think if we put like a turret here, that might make this building look a bit more important. And also make the round base thing look a bit better. Okay, as long as we don't get any stray doors here. There's kind of a stray door popping up over here. So let's get rid of that. I might just clip them into each other so that they look like slightly more complex houses because I'm trying to avoid taking up a whole lot of space here. Okay, so this one's building a bit tall. It's not that bad, but I do need to make sure it doesn't go too overboard. Pull this out of it. Okay. So that gives it a bit more character. It's not the most aesthetic looking house, but it's alright. Door appears. We'll also put a door here. And then let's put some windows facing each other over here. So that's our second level. And maybe let's change the palette of this already. Change the palette of that little thing. Is it awkward that it doesn't have a door? It's okay. Alright, now for the final level. My goal with this build actually was that I wanted something that looked nice from one angle. Like, had layers from one angle and was just going up and up and up. I don't mean just one angle only, but from one specific angle. Had several layers going up to it. So ooh, okay, I just realized that these buildings might not be elevated properly. So I gotta watch out for that. Kind of coming up with this little mansion type thing here. And it's not going to look super cohesive and royal, I think, because I kind of just, I'm not doing it with any specific aesthetic goal in mind. I kind of just want something that layers properly. And I'm looking at it from here and I'm like, okay, this is looking okay so far because we kind of have that peak going up in the center, and then this can, you know, take front and center with whatever visual diorama we're coming up with right here. I do think I'm gonna keep adding a couple more things though. So I'm gonna move this down. I'm gonna make this smaller. It's gonna be a very small turret. Oh, there you go. And then we'll, no. Okay, there we go. It's a very modest looking turret, and maybe we can make it a tower as well, like that. It's eating a bit too far into that one building, so let's pull it back a bit, and it still looks okay from here, so we're gonna keep that. And this, I think we'll just make it a bit taller, and we'll move it a bit more here. This will make it a bit stouter. There you go. Just want to separate it a bit more from the turret. Okay, this looks pretty okay. I think I might stop this little bit here and just try to make it look a bit more cohesive, try to connect it and stuff, but I think that's the main door. And then we'll put one up here. Now let's change the color of this main building. Yeah, let's go with that. I feel like this might look better yellow. Okay, there you go. Now let's put in some roads. Actually, I might pull this a bit forward. Oh no, I kind of regret doing that, but it's okay. We can fix it. It's just paths. Put another one here. And then the rest will just be hung on the houses, I suppose. Okay. And then maybe, I know I didn't do much walling over here, I just didn't feel the need to. But let's just, you know, do some flowers. Let's just decorate it a little bit. Wow, that really does look like a a diorama type thing. Pretty cute, actually. That's cuter than I thought it might turn out, so I think that's a win. Now, I did make this because I wanted to try the walking mode. And I wanted something. I heard that, or I saw rather, that they allow the walking camera with collision now. So I wanted to try that and just walk around. Alright, this is a very cute row of houses. I'm pretty happy with this one. And if we go up here, and we go up here. Alright, I'm liking this a lot. I'm liking this a lot actually. So this is a cute house. Okay, it looks kind of tall. And then here it is. Now if we walk up here to the final row of houses, there it is. And now we have a wall here so that you don't fall off. And I'm pretty happy with this build, actually. This is pretty good. Yeah, you have a little view up there as well. Now, let me change the sun so that this part actually gets a bit of sun. There you go. Now that's lovely. Okay. Cute. Now I'm gonna change the angle just so I can take a few pictures. And there you go. That is one little build down, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So I might cut it off here as its own video. Let me know what you thought of this build, and let me know how you've been enjoying the Tiny Glade demo as well. The demo may not be available anymore by the time that this video comes out, but I'm very, very hopeful for its official launch. It says that it's launching in Q3 of 2024, so if all goes well, then we're going to see it again in about 3 months maximum. That's going to be all for this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'm going to see you soon. Take care.